So, in spite of the huge potential that President John Dramani Mahama touted when pouring first oil from the $4 billion TEN field, businesses and residents across Sekondi Takoradi have welcomed production from Ghana's second petroleum field with low expectations following their disappointment with the Jubilee project. Our Western regional correspondent, Agyei on InfoCourse today, looks into the reasons behind the low expectations that have characterized the TEN projects.
The $4 billion Chineboa and Ra and Ntomi project, generally referred to as the TEN project, is expected to add 80,000 barrels of oil per day and 180 million standard cubic feet of gas daily at maximum production, in addition to what Ghana is already pumping from the Jubilee Field. Though President John Mahama, who turned the vows for the first oil from TEN, painted a hopeful picture of energy security, job creation and contract for locals, it seems businesses and residents of Sekondi Takoradi are not hopeful with TEN as they had for the Jubilee Field. President John Mahama was commissioning the first oil from the TEN oil field last week in Takoradi here, did mention that about 7,000 jobs have already been created from the 5 years of oil production. But since we've commenced the production of oil from a second field, which is the TEN field, I'm here on the street of Sekondi Takoradi to find out whether these people actually saw some of these jobs and the expectations for the TEN field. Officer, what's your expectation of the TEN field?
You know, as a citizen, I expect that it will generate a lot of jobs for the locals. Not the indigenes will also benefit, and the whole country will benefit as a whole. But as an indigene in the city, you don't feel that there's oil.
For the Atuabu project, it's true. It's ongoing. They're still working on it. So far as the oil is in our region, we want to see more projects. One thing we can be proud of, that since we started working on our oil business, this is what we have that we can be proud of. We don't know.
The president's statement that local businesses have benefited about $1 billion in contract from the petroleum sector so far has been rejected by the chairman of the Sekondi Takoradi office of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, Stefan Miezan.
My expectations are that it will be an improvement on the first discovery, the Jubilee Field. Personally, and as leader of a business community, I think that, and as a Ghanaian, I think that we failed because really we don't see the jobs. When they talk about 7,000 jobs, it's woefully inadequate, and they are not even there. Now the president is talking about $1 million or $1 billion worth of jobs that or monies that have gone into the economy. I don't know which sector he's talking about. We also know that a lot of businesses have left the region. You know, it's a known fact. There are a lot of businesses have left the region, and that has reduced employment. So there's a lot of unemployment. Businesses are closing down, shops are closing, properties are lying uninhabited.
The hospitality industry here in the Western region is one sector that was so expectant of what the oil industry will bring. Today, they have done a lot in terms of edifices and infrastructure just to accommodate more, as you can see here. But today, after 5 years of Jubilee exploitation, stakeholders say they are very disappointed with the level of patronage, and for that matter, not so much expectant of what the TEN project will bring to them.
I don't know. I don't know if we will get much more business. We took over an Atlantic hotel and a 70-bedroom and turned it into a 200-bedroom. So we had a lot of expectations, very, very high expectations, in fact. Now, a lot of oil firms do not want to put people in hotels anymore. They want to cut costs, they want to put them in apartments, or they want to give you a very low rate that is not sustainable for this business. So that's another fact where I see that there is a decline in business from the oil sector. Our expectations were not met.
The Western Regional Tourism Authority boss, Michael Pimby, sums up the general disappointment within the hospitality sector.
Our expectations are, being kind of shattered, where we don't really see the people we're expecting to be around town to use the facilities. For the first time, 2 4-star hotels being established here with international standard. We have 3 stars, also kind of improving their capacity in terms of room supply. The rooms are empty in the metropolis and the region as a whole. So, well, for the second phase that, that we are talking about, I don't really know what the situation is going to be like.
But can this be blamed on the alleged high cost of services within the tourism sector?
It's very cheap. It's the cheapest place in Africa, I think.
If the cost is not the problem, then what is causing the low patronage and the less tangibles for locals to see from the petroleum sector? Parliamentary candidate for the Sekondi constituency, lawyer Andrew Ajapamesa, believes it is a problem of policy.
I think the entire decentralization regime, if you like, should be relooked at seriously. Because if the Petroleum Commission is situated in Accra, for instance, but the petroleum itself is being explored in Western region, then naturally all the oil companies would, and the service providers and everybody would be based in Accra.
Reporting for Vasatwa News, I am Agyei Annim, Takoradi.
The local news, proudly brought to you by Sasso Insecticide Spray. Kuntuntum Preko.